What's going on, all you real beasts? Magic Pat here, and technically this is my second video tonight. First video is the one that you seen yesterday if you watched about the giveaway coming up. Make sure you watch that video, comment, and let me know what prizes that y'all want to see given away. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. You'll have to watch that other video to get the information. But we're actually going to get back into the next reel review. I'm going to do, next in line, the Tranx 400. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. All right, so what we have here is the Tranx 400. It's the HG for the high gear. So it's 7.6 to 1. So I actually got the really fast one. Try to get it to focus here for you. Doesn't want to focus, sorry, but it's 7.6 to 1. So I wanted it fast because one of my favorite things to do is when I'm fishing with swim baits is to have a faster reel, because a lot of times you fish swim baits really slow and big bass will come up and they'll hit it. But a lot of times I like to do swim baits kind of fast and get a reaction bite. And that's one of the best things about this reel, is that it's made for swim bait fishing. So just like the 300, it's got the power knob, which is amazing. I love how this feels. It's perfect in your hand, at least for me, especially with I've got larger size hands. So this is really perfect. So main differences here is obviously it's larger. It's got a larger capacity of line. So this one I actually have 80-pound braid on. It's got 140 yards roughly on it. And this is just the regular, I'm trying to remember which braid this is I have on it. I want to say it's just the regular Power Pro. It's not even the super slick, just the regular green. Because a lot of times on this one I fish a really long fluorocarbon leader. So one of the differences on this one, it has a little bit less drag than the 300, believe it or not. They say it's rated for like 18 pounds of drag, but honestly I don't believe that, because whenever I have cranked down on this reel, it feels like it puts out way more drag than the 300. So I don't know what they were looking at. I'm gonna have to break out a scale one day and see, because I feel like this thing gets closer to like 25 pounds, just because I have literally hauled in fish that should have put up a fight, and this thing literally cranks them to the top, like no fight whatsoever. That is a downside to this reel. You are not going to get a big fight out of most bass on this thing. You are going to skull drag them in like nobody's business, especially with this huge power knob, this huge handle. It literally is just a winch. I mean, look at how long the rotation is on that. Star drag, which is amazing. Something that I'm going to include in this one that I haven't been including in my videos, this reel runs about almost $300. It's pretty expensive. It's a big chunk of money to spend on a reel, but these things are like tanks. Just like the other two, this thing is massive and it is hard to hurt. This one doesn't even have any boat rash on it. Same thing like the 300. It's got the little switch down here. You flip this open and the side plate twists and comes up so you can get to your spool, and it's got the adjustments for all the line ratings and everything. So you can actually let your line out a lot quicker or slower whenever you got it in a free spool. You can really dial in all of the adjustments on it. So it's pretty much just a souped up 300. There's only a few differences to it. Like I said, it's got more line capacity. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit heavier. According to them, it has less drag. It's got like a couple of pounds less, but I don't believe that. I've literally picked up stuff testing the drag on this thing that the 300 struggles with. So maybe technically it has less drag, but the wider spool lets you put more pressure. I don't know. That's another one of those things that I've got to test out before I find out for myself. You know, I really like to kind of find that stuff out, because I've noticed a lot of reels actually handle a lot more stuff than what companies claim. If you take care of them and do them right, most reels get more drag safely than what they're rated for. It's a really good looking reel. I have this one paired with a G Loomis rod. It's one of their higher end ones. Just because I lucked up and got invited to a Shimano thing that they did a couple years ago, where I got to come in and see all of the representatives, and they gave us discounts on some of their stuff for being there. So I got a really nice G Loomis rod, a really high-end one, for just like a couple $100 instead of being like, you know, $700. But this bad boy right here, I've hauled in little sharks on this one. A lot of the stuff that I've caught on this reel I haven't been recording for, so that's kind of my fault. Every once in a while I do forget my cameras and stuff. I try to record everything, so I'm going to try to be better about recording using this one. I actually want to really test it out, because I've not caught any mega fish on this yet. They've mostly been 3 to 5 pound bass, which are not a fight on this at all. You just haul them in, no problem whatsoever. But with a swim bait reel, that's kind of what I want. I don't want a big bass fighting and potentially throwing the hook from a big swim bait, when I can just haul him in real quick right to the net, no problems. But I'm thinking about taking this bad boy to Tennessee on a catfish rod and just tightening the drag all the way down, you know, safely. I don't want to warp anything, but honestly, I don't know if you could even warp anything. This bad boy is tough. But I'm going to see if I can't put it up against some of the biggest and meanest catfish up in the Tennessee River and just see what it can handle. Also, we're probably going to do another black drum fishing trip with Joe, and I would really like to put this bad boy up against some of those things, because if you really want to test how tough equipment is, go catch an amberjack or a black drum. They'll really test out the strength of your equipment. See, I got the drag tightened down right now, and look at this. Look how tight that is. Yeah, that's more than 18 pounds of drag. They got to be kidding themselves. That thing's a lot tougher than that. Anyway, this was a quick review, just because there's not much of a difference between this and the 300. Only the size and the size of the spool really is the difference. You don't really get a difference until you go to the next size up, which will be the next review. We'll finally be reviewing the last in the line of the Tranx, the huge 500, and that's where you really get the major differences. So that'll be next week's video. This one right here, like I said, was just a quick one. If you have any questions about how the reel handles or anything like that, or some of the lures that I throw with it, you know, the 300 I used to throw some of the smaller swim baits. This one, I have no problem throwing huge swim baits. I've got a few reels designated to throw the big stuff. This is one of them. This is one that I throw like my 8-inch Huddlestons that weigh like 7 ounces, so it handles it no problem. Anyway, that's going to be it for this. I will see y'all back out on the water, so peace.